Ever wonder what your day would be like with Boom Radio? Yep, us too. We don't think about nightmares.
Oh yeah, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. This is definitely the midweek edition of the BoomBar from still very, very hot Lagos. My name is Shola.
Oh, today is Wednesday. Why was I thinking today was Tuesday?
Yeah.
I really honestly was thinking today was Tuesday. But anyway, with your warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. Welcome. It's been a very interesting 24 hours between yesterday that we're at the bar and now. There are quite a number of updates on things that we had talked about. We're bringing a lot of those updates here. People are getting arrested. People are getting sued. People's stories are getting debunked at this point. People are paying their business one by one. You know, at times, it's good to call people out, child. It is anyway for people that join us. My name is Akeredolu Laid. So, welcome to the bar. So, as I'm sorry, I was just flowing.
She was
right
just carried
into the
away.
gist. So, we were here on Monday. Yes, it was Monday when they said I remember it was Tokumbo that they were saying that I was calling out the president. But I was just,
Well, we all
I
did.
was just reiterating.
We all did. Watch that video again. As some be saying, pay your debts.
We're just reiterating what was already in the papers. Now, the president has replied and he has paid his debt. So, it's maybe Abuja Electric needs to come and pay us a level of commission.
At least finder's fee.
Yeah, we did. We helped you amplify it. And at least they have paid you your 342.35 over 300 million naira in electricity bill. Are you joking? Like, honestly, I know that the president, the news now is that the president has directed the payment of this money, which makes sense. It also shows that the president can hear. He knows what, it actually does show that things are actually getting done. But my question is that, is it just about payment of the money or some conversation of how this money, somebody somewhere did not get their job done?
How did it accrue? How did it become a debt? Why are they not on a prepaid meter? Even if it's a special line that they are on, how are they allowed this amount of credit?
The funny thing is that what's even amazing me is that according to the presidency and special advisor to the president of information and strategy has now said that the number or the money that was said to have owed about 923 million. That is not 923 million, no. That is 342 million.
And that makes it better.
It's just about 1/3 of the money. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you people joking? Does that even make it better?
How do you tell Nigerians to pay their bills when you're not paying yours? And the sad part about it is that when you're in government, everything is free. The food you eat, the clothes you wear, your security detail, everything is free. And this is catered to in a budget. So why is money being budgeted for and collected and not paid? The government should be looking into the fraud that probably is being perpetrated right under their very
under
noses.
their very noses.
How are you owing a private company? You and your cohorts, you're owing. I said Abure.
Because if you're not owing, they can't come and say that that this is money or that is
over 40 billion.
It's been you are saying that they didn't reconcile it properly. But maybe if you didn't owe at all, they won't even have that conversation. That's the thing. Now the chief of staff is saying that this money will be paid before the end of the week, but that is also hoping that all MDAs to follow suit and pay their monies. I don't even think it should be about urging them. It should, at this point, it should be an order from the presidency. Pay your bills before the end of the week.
How is it, again, that we, the normal, ordinary Nigerians, are in credit? You know, we don't owe.
They're literally owing us money.
We always give them money to run their business.
Of course.
I'm talking about the power holding companies. How is it that we are in credit, but government officials and government parastatals are in debit? It shouldn't happen in the first place. Again, some of these institutions should be generating their own power.
How is the presidential villa? How
are you on the grid? How are you even being supplied power by a company? As massive as that place is, you should have your own power plant. Honestly, that will even power not just the Aso Villa, but even a lot of houses in that environment. Let them benefit from being close to Aso Rock. You know, at least they'll always be on your power. Let's look at these things, and it's probably going to be cheaper on the long run. You know, wait? So they think cotton are light.
See, me, I don't even, you know why I don't even blame them? I don't blame all these people, no. It's the people that gave them power are the people that I blame. Because if it's that they have cut your lights, and from maybe the president is in darkness, or the noise of the generators don't allow the president sleep, somebody will have sense.
I don't know, man. But it's so disgraceful, it's so shameful. I'm not even going to commend them for paying. You know, at times when you criticize someone or you call someone out and they respond, you'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's cut them. They're not cutting you any slack because it shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't have happened. It is very disgraceful.
And you know the funny thing that it got me thinking, you know, there are other utility bills, you know, water, waste.
That's which one of it are you not paying?
It's possible that they're not even paying.
Yeah, not paying. It's true that is it a lie?
You
at
know,
this point,
I was privy to some information about what's happening in Abeokuta and the waste management company in Abeokuta, how people are owing them millions of naira. It's unfair.
See,
it's unfair.
Be like Lagos. They will not pack your debts.
Yes, so
if you're not careful, they will empty another person's debt in front of your house.
It becomes mountainous, like.
And then you will have sense by force.
By fire.
By force, by fire. Or if you're in the market, they close down your bar. You know that you can't work. You don't work, you don't make money. You will have sense by force, by fire. Because it's safe to... And it starts from the president. No, you know why I also like this? Like we said, the idea of have sense by force, by fire. By the time you start if they can embarrass the president, who are you? At this point. Yeah, embarrass everybody. Every single person. Remember when the Ibadan electric disco then that it was state government that they cut off the
yeah, there was a back and forth.
Everybody, let's us embarrass ourselves because people want to have sense. Let's all know have sense.
And they've given you leeway, like, okay, you know what, you can owe us for this period.
Don't owe anybody. You don't have money to pay. Sit in darkness.
So congratulations to Abuja Electric. Hopefully, now that the president has paid his basic, the other co-unique bases, the other co-debtors.
I think that it is at this point that step up you can even say that maybe the president didn't know. It's very possible, yeah. But now that the president knows and they're getting paid, it is time to actually order your what's it called? Your ministers. I don't want to hear these monies have to be paid this week.
And you know, another thing, you know, when you're talking about how to grow businesses and the economy, you are on a line that allows you credit. You have a budget that is approved as early as January. Why don't you even pay some of these bills in advance? You know, paying bills in advance is so comforting.
And why am I? I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want to sound funny. But you know, one person I didn't see on the list that I was shocked.
Ooh.
The National Assembly.
Maybe.
I was shocked.
Maybe they were
I won't
captured.
even lie. I was shocked.
Maybe they were captured under another parastatal or whatever.
So maybe so it means that if I pay yours, never be. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know.
The jury's still out on that though.
That's good to know. Anyway, talking about the National Assembly, the Senate has said that they resolved to investigate the 10 trillion naira anchor borrowers program by the Central Bank of Nigeria. I know that it was a huge deal a few years ago. In fact, I'm sure that there are videos of even us talking about some of these things and how it's a good plan. But looking back now and seeing a lot of atrocities that have been alleged in the last couple of months, you're not even sure of anything anymore if some of these things were not just put out there just for ulterior motives.
Yeah, you're not sure anymore. The way this has panned out is so disheartening. How is it that you're supposed to bring succor to the people you govern or rule, in this case rule or misrule, and you use the same thing
Means.
to enrich yourselves? It's unfair, you know. Allegedly enrich yourselves. Allegedly. So how that happens is sad, but it should not just be about investigations. Do the investigations and see it to a reasonable conclusion. Bring some people to book. You understand? Let us have scapegoats. Let us recover the monies.
Yeah.
How do you say someone stole money and the person is still moving around freely?
Just fleeing.
And the group that stole a bike in Ekiti have been sentenced to death. And the people who have stolen billions of naira,
and
confirmed now, when you confirm that they've stolen, they say they'll do plea bargain. The plea bargain is take money,
No,
I'll keep some.
It depends on how much money that you owe or how much money you stolen.
So the idea is to steal as much as you can,
So that you have enough.
you still have something to fall back on and still be a billionaire.
You got it.
That's what you guys are encouraging on.
Any which way, we'll see where all this goes to. It's very sad anyway. But the Senate president has come out. He seems the man is on a roll at the moment. Senator Akpabio has now seemed to have outed state governors, where he had said that each state was given about 30 billion naira in the last couple of months to tackle food supply issues. I know that we didn't even know about this, but we know that I know that SR was going on. This was a few days ago, where he was talking about how they were talking about how the monies for what's the word now? The amount of money that the allocation that the states have gotten had increased. So what's happening with all that money? Now, this Senate president is talking about another money, which is saying that is completely different from the statutory allocation.
Excuse me.
So, where is that money coming from?
From the federal government.
He said the Federal Inland Revenue Service had given an additional 30 billion naira.
Even if we're going to look at it in figures, let's play around with these figures. The population of Lagos is arguably the highest in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Lagos is somewhere between 25 to 35 million people and counting, right? But there are some states that don't even have that much.
Yeah.
Bayelsa and the rest of them. You know, their populations are very small.
They're really small.
So if we look at the population of Lagos and say 35 billion additional for food security or whatever, And Lagos looks at hubs, market hubs, and they take this 35 billion, procure foodstuff, which is also going to go back into the economy anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're buying from
You're
farmers
buying and
who are
still
selling in your state, which boosts the economy of your state. You now take these foods and sell them at the BRS minimum. Because instead of saying this is 35 billion, you want to be giving people 5,000 or 1,000 or whatever. But
subsidize it. Let them have.
Sell food, grains, everything at the BRS minimum. Do you understand? If you do that 35 billion, the impact will be felt.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just take 35 billion and say you want to share to the poorest of the poor, there's a social register, blah, blah. Some of those things, people don't see them or feel them. And if you're even doing them, then you must record them and put it out, let people see, and let there be real life witnesses to say, oh yeah, we are beneficiaries. Let them come out to say that they are beneficiaries. On the other hand, part of this money could go into the farms, to the farmers directly to say, okay, what are the issues? You need mechanized tools, right? Take this money as down payment for food, but you would advise you to use it for procuring equipment or procuring your grains so that you can replant. There's a video that someone made last year, and I think that video is going to go viral now. How you can plant yam in sandbags.
Yeah, I think I saw that video.
They started sharing that video all over again. Let's be real with ourselves. It might be something that people look at. I know a few people that actually plant some of the things that they eat. I have a friend, we were in Abuja together at the weekend, and he has a fish pond in his house. He says he doesn't sell the fish, but
it's good food.
But in the last 3 years, he has not bought meat or anything. That his children, they just have different variations of fish, fried, boiled, grilled, and that is something that works. We need to get creative with these things, because when we just complain, and I get it when people are complaining about hunger and everything, but let's also look inwards and look at the things that we can do for ourselves, and also urging governments and governors. I'm not even going to talk about the president on this one. Governors to be creative with the way they go about tackling this food crisis. We have a food crisis. I know Nigeria is not in isolation, but it doesn't concern us at this point. What concerns us is how Nigerians can get food at an affordable price and get it constantly. That's what we're talking about. And it's everybody's job. Mm-hmm. Everybody.
Anyway, we'll see where that is going to. But maybe for someone in the Senate, for someone like Senate President that knows the inner workings, to call them out, I think is needed at this point. Because everybody keeps going on about the federal government. Yes, every buck stops at the federal government's table. But the truth is, we all have stories. We all have governors. We have local government. If you're not going to do your job, then let's know that it's only president that we have.
It's just wrong, and the focus has been on the center for too long. We said this during Buhari's tenure. We kept on saying it, that we focus too much on the center, not understanding that certain things are supposed to be handled even at the local government level, and the next tier, the state, before you even go federal. Imagine if every local government, there are 774 recognized local governments in Nigeria. Do we have 774 local government-owned primary health care centers? Do we?
Yeah. I don't know.
If
but
every local
government has
even just one. I'm not even talking about the wards now. I'm just talking about the local government.
It would, of course, you can imagine the amount that would replicate. The states will do their own general hospitals. Mm-hmm. The federal will do their own medical centers.
The Senate, there are 3 senators per state. If there was even just one.
Just one per senatorial district. Those things, if we can just replicate it
and you
everywhere.
Do that for education, health, security.
I don't think we will have so much of issues.
And sports.
It just
picture what it will be.
It just makes life easy. But anyway, We will continue to say our own. But before we leave the issue of the Senate president, the former CBN governor has said that he's planning to sue the Senate president. Senate president does not have immunity. No, not allegedly. Don't be. This was not an allegation.
Now you understand my allegedly.
Though he wants to sue him.
But do you understand my allegedly?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't?
No.
You will never know.
Why?
Allegedly.
Who are you?
It's a very powerful word.
Why is there all of a sudden allegedly suddenly became a thing in like the past couple of years? Everybody else saying this allegedly.
They taught us that time. We took it serious. We just took it more serious now.
Any which way, the former CBN governor's lawyer has said he's demanding 1 billion naira in damages from the Senate president. The lawyer, Matthew Booker, in a notice to the Senate president, has faulted the statement where the Senate president said, we don't know what to charge Emefiele with. So the Senate president at Thanksgiving in Rivers State has said that the former CBN governor left the Nigerian economy in a mess and the federal government does not know the charges to levy against him. Like, is that much? So now his lawyers, they want to sue the Senate president for defamation of character.
They should go ahead.
If the man is not lying?
They should go ahead now. When they sue him, at least the onus of proof is on them. They have to prove that he has defamed their client. You understand? And if he has defamed their client, I think the highest thing they can ask for is some kind of compensation. That the pristine image of their client has been impugned.
Pristine. I'm just saying. I was just.
Please now.
Okay, sorry.
That the pristine image of their client has
pristine. Was what you said.
That the pristine image.
Alleged pristine.
No. There's no allegation.
Alleged pristine. It's an allegation at this point. Alleged pristine image.
You need Jesus.
I'm just saying.
You need Jesus.
I don't know what I say we should put here alleged.
Not in everything. Look, I'm saying that.
Whether good or bad, it's an allegation. Alleged pristine.
Okay. Dolupo will not let me speak.
Okay. What you want to say?
She has been paid by my distractors.
Detractors, not distractors.
Distractors. They are trying to distract me, not detractors. I do not have detractors.
Okay.
I have distractors.
So who are they? They paid me.
They paid you. And they are from my village. So, we're sorry about that. So what I was trying to say is that Mr. Emefiele's lawyers will prove beyond reasonable doubt that the pristine, clean,
alleged,
angelic image of their Dolupo, please ignore her for the next 30 seconds. The pristine, clean, angelic, heavenly image of their client, Mr. Emefiele, has been impugned upon by the allegations that were leveled against him at a Thanksgiving service in Rivers State by the Senate president. They should prove it to us because the man is crystal clean. He's
crystal clean?
Yeah, he has no blemish. He has never done anything wrong. He has not been alleged to have done anything. There are no crimes committed in his name or for his name or against his name. It's from the day he was born till today, he has never committed a single crime. He's a clean man. His lawyers, over to you.
Alleged pristine.
In Dolupo's word, now she's the one that's perjuring herself and putting herself because she has sworn a oath not to lie, and now she's now saying.
How am I lying?
Me, I don't know.
But it's an allegation. Alleged pristine.
It's not alleged, it is sarcasm.
Alleged pristine. You said we should be using the word alleged.
No, I did not say that. But the Lord will forgive you of all your transgressions.
Amen. And for someone else that's made a couple of allegations or a couple of statements that is now turning the internet upside down. Which, funny enough, this statement is not the first time we've heard of this statement, but it looks like people are suddenly awake. Remember we had talked about it at the bar, the interview of Eedris Abdulkareem, former musician. Eedris Abdulkareem.
She called him a former musician. He's planning to drop a diss record for Burna Boy. So he's still a practicing musician.
I hear you.
Musicians never retire or resign. They never retire or resign.
Any which way, so he had an interview where he had a lot of things to say. So, but before we get to that point, let's go back a couple of days ago where Burna Boy had tweeted. Just wanted to put a bit of context to what a lot of people have to say. And he said, Abdul Karim, I be waiting them, they call your papa. I no blame you. I blame the people where donate money for your hospital bills. And I will say you be person where fit they enter the kind places where I did. Make we just use mistake jam. Okay. So, this conversation, I think, happened when, after Mr. Eedris Abdulkareem. And it's not the first time he's going on about how he feels that he's always fighting for the industry.
Yeah, the industry of Abdulkareem Nigeria Limited.
I know you have a lot of things to say from that. But he came out and he had a few things to say. He, according to him, let me give his reply. He said, essay to Burna Boy for wishing me dead. Wishing me or any other person dead is truly saddening and very disappointing. Making fun of my health crisis and blaming people that helped to keep me alive is very shameful. Threatening my life is a different ball game, but for you to play God, that's the most nauseating foul prank of all times. Now, concessions, Nigerians, and the general public are weighing into the matter, and you instantly deleted your demonic prayers for me. I'll reply through the only medium that I have, and that is music. So I'll be dropping my heartfelt, it should be felt though, but heartfelt response via a single aptly named essay to Burna Boy in a fortnight. That long? Fortnight is 2 weeks now. Why does it take that long to?
That's how long it takes him.
Surely this kind of thing, like as the odds, like
no, he's not Tupac now. It's not Tupac. Tupac is the guy that just tells his driver to stop. Picks up a biro in the store and starts to write down this.
Because I heard
jumps into the booth.
I heard someone like I think it was Olamide. That like you write a song, like people are saying like you write overnight and then by next morning he has a song that is recording, or there's something and then records like a whole song from a line that somebody said.
Those are artists that are on a different level. Artists that they have a lot of talent that they don't need 2 weeks to do a diss track.
Stay tuned for that, because no man be God. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people, a lot of people might have seen a video or a part of a podcast where they had interviewed Eedris Abdulkareem. And before we even go in depth into the interview and the reactions, numerous reactions that has gotten now, I think that I want to give kudos to the people that set up that podcast. I personally don't think that they really care about him that much. I think it's all about the content. It's all about the numbers, and it worked because as much as whether you hate Eedris or you love him, that interview has gotten a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
It has gotten. What you will do is you will now go back to that interview on their own platform to watch it.
Yeah, shout out to the Honest Bunch podcast. They deserve their flowers.
Yeah.
This podcast has brought a lot of issues to the front burner.
Well, and now, before we even go to extra people talking about a lot of things. So he had a lot of things to say about the music, how he formed remedies, how Tony Tetwila, the issue that they had, that they got separated, what happened between him and 50 Cent, what happened with how they do not respect him, how he fought for the industry, and all that and all that. Now, my issue with it is that, not even an issue, really. I think that you also give him kudos, because the truth is that it's not the first time I'm hearing all these things. In fact, when I saw this thing, my first reaction was, this daddy rest. Like, it's not the first time we're hearing this conversation. But he has stuck to his guns. And it's the same thing you keep hearing over and over and over again. Whether it's true or not, that's a different conversation completely. But I think that you should also give him credit for sticking to his what's he called? For sticking to his guns. Now, after saying what he said, another media personality in the person of Daddy Freeze now decided to reach out to two other people who were in the same group with him. At some point, one person left, and of course, everybody went their separate ways. And after listening, that's the person of Tony Tetwila and Eddie Remedies. Now, the truth is that I actually watched the interview that both of them had separately, and some of the bit of those stories had a bit of disparity here and there, but most of what the account of what they said was kind of the same thing. But it seemed like it was the perspective of each person. But one thing that you were sure of with both of them was that Eedris Abdulkareem was who brought both of them together. It was the glue that bonded them together. They didn't know each other. Eedris Abdulkareem was the denominator out of, that's one. Two, Turkey, they seem to not have great things to say about Eedris Abdulkareem. Tony Tetwila seemed to be a little bit more nice about it. Eddie Remedies had, oh God, it was horrible. He had horrible things to say about him. But there was also another thing that I think they both also said that made a lot of, that seemed like they seemed to be on the same page about. And it was statements about Eedris Abdulkareem talking about how he fought for the industry and all that, and how they both made statements about how, what did you do for the industry? At this point where you were there, you even did a lot to kill a lot of people's talents. Then also, did you pay for people's studio sessions? Did you pay for their videos? Were you in their songs? Did you pull? So what exactly would you say that you had? So I'm not saying that they're saying the truth or Eedris Abdulkareem is lying, no. But they seem to have a same thing. Take another example. I know that you have a lot to say. That's why I just want to put everything out there. So another person that I saw another interview, this was about 2 days ago as well, Daddy Shoki, who we can also say is one of like the old people in the industry. Like, take for example, had something to say about the issue with Eedris Abdulkareem and the 50 Cent issue then. And looks like out of everybody, Eedris Abdulkareem seems to be the only one that has a different conversation or a different account of how that happened. Now, let me give you another sort of like another account. This other than what Daddy Shoki had said. This, which seems like what Daddy Shoki says here. So this person is King Rudy, that is Rude Boy, one of the P Square brothers, had tweeted and said, every AK Market Day, we go here, I fought for the industry. Now me cook the food way una they chop. I go just they laugh. Now you won't reply with music. You go reply tire. Over 20 years, I've kept silent about what really transpired. How we top Nigerian artists as of then agreed with one voice about payment conditions and treatment on the same 50-cent show. Only for this greedy guy to go behind and collect peanuts. You dey expect VIP treatment on top peanut payment. You keep insulting any artist at every opportunity. If it's not Two-Face, P Square, Timaya, The Banj, now na Burna Boy, you go explain tire.
All right, you're still listening and watching the BoomBar on your Boom Radio NG, Dolukbo Balogun Shola Rogers. We are talking music, sports, politics, and everything in between. We've already talked about President Tinubu paying his debt at Asurok, owing NEPA bills. So with NEPA. We talked about the CBN loan drama, which has to do with the ankle borrowers. And of course, the Senate President's statement and how, the angelic Mr. Emefiele wants to sue the Senate President,
Allegedly.
He's a very clean man. And we're now on the issue of Eedris Abdulkareem, who has forcefully, brought himself back from the dead. Literally. First things first, I'm happy that, he had a successful surgery and he's back on his feet and he's doing well, I saw snippets of the video of the Honest Bunch and I'm like, yeah, thank God this guy is doing good, yeah? Thank God for his wife too and everybody that rallied around him. But they should have rallied around him to the point where he would not go out to make a fool of himself the way he has done. I think Eedris has completely rubbished himself and whatever legacy
But he's always had the conversation. People just finally decided to talk now.
That's why I say I think he has completely rubbished himself and whatever legacy he might think that he had built. We were all here when the so-called industry started. When Eedris was in the game, there was no industry. Fast forward to today, everything that Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, Olamide, Odumodu, Shali Poppy, any of them, anything those kids have achieved or those guys have achieved, those men have achieved, is solely based on their hard work. Yes, people came before them and they're standing on their shoulders. That is fine. Those people are standing on other people's shoulders too. When people like Eedris makes this statement, it makes me feel like, wait, what would Junior and Pretty do? Go further back. What would Fela and King Sunny Ade and Osita Osadebe and the rest of them do? And you can still go further back to Babangani Agba and the rest of them. Is there still music industry in Nigeria? Stop making it look like it was when you came that music started in Nigeria. And you came, Eedris. You and Eddie Remedy and everybody in your era were stealing people's songs, stealing people's beats, stealing people's lyrics without giving them credit. You know why? Because Nigeria was still flying under the radar. That's what they did. That's what they did. Oh, we liked and celebrated them, but the truth is, that's what they were doing. But these new cats, like you call them, these guys are writing their own songs. Yes, everybody borrows from Fela from time to time, borrow from Sonny, and which is allowed in the industry, actually. Mm-hmm. But the way you guys did it then was you take American songs and you localize them. What's the industry you're talking about? The people who put their life on the line, the OJB Jezreels of this world, what should they say? Then what should the band say? What should he say? Don Jazzy, these guys actually moved the Nigerian music industry forward.
Yeah.
In what way did Eedris fight for the industry? Eedris more or less destroyed the industry at some point.
At some point.
I said it before and I'm going to repeat it again. Now, Nigerian artists are doing very well. They are headlining a lot of shows. And how would you feel that Burna or Olamide or Wizkid or Davido or Odumodu land in America and what Eedris did is done to them by an American artist, upcoming artist? How would you feel? Everybody will come and shout racism, shout all sorts of things. It's what you have done. So whatever you and Charlie Boy did then was completely wrong. This is not how you fight for an industry. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you people just blacklist the organizers of that show and not perform at all?
At all that you should have just not performed.
Just say, you know what?
Collected their money.
You all took their money, took transport money, took everything, still got on a free flight and messed yourselves up. You in particular, Mr. Eedris Abdulkareem. You're always forming gangster,
So
always forming gangster.
Daddy Shoki had said that he had also done this with DMX.
Yes, now he was put down immediately.
DMX was about to hit him. That's the late DMX. And he had talked about how that Shoki made a statement that he was like that it almost became like an MO with him and Charlie Boy. Like it wasn't like it was a one-off thing or it was a spontaneous thing anymore. It was something that they've now turned into something.
Yeah.
And literally now made Nigeria somewhere that these artists didn't want to go anymore.
Exactly. Because be honest with yourselves. Before you come to Nigeria, they're already telling you 1 million negative things. Then you come and one artist just starts to act like a gangster around you. You'll be like, wait, didn't they warn me about these people in the first place? And I'm here now. You understand? And Eedris, if you indeed fought for the industry, why did you apologize? 50, I'm sorry. You made a song about it. Always making dumb songs about everything.
I think he wants to cash in on this wave now. I really think
if he was fighting for the industry, why did he apologize to 50 Cent? Why did he apologize? And that apology, 50 Cent was shocked like, have we met before? The guy don't even remember you. Look, my guy is using the same system and everybody's talking about him now. But you know how these things are sad? You are going to become yesterday's news any moment from now.
Yeah, because you know the thing, well, for me,
it
almost
doesn't
like
bring you to the top
this matter,
you know, that height.
He's been saying a lot of these things a lot, but nobody answers him. But at this point now, the fact that people are answering and debunking these things, there's really nothing to see anymore.
Yeah.
It's even got to a point where even I saw snapshots of even the current minister of aviation actually putting out snapshots of where Eedris Abdulkareem was begging him for money.
Okay, so he had to do that because at some point in time when, you know, Eedris was trying to support the former government.
I just like to cash in.
And when he didn't get what he wanted, he now started blackmailing them. He started fighting them. And Keyamo was his plug to the government. He even did a diss track of Keyamo. Did you hear it? You didn't. That's what I'm saying. That he always does those things and they never sell.
But it could now. It could now. Maybe not sell, but at least a lot of people. You probably would. Okay. When that song comes out, of course you want to listen to it. You want to, as Boom Radio, we would want to analyze it.
Okay.
You wouldn't.
Okay now.
Anyway, so a few other people have had a few things to say about this. One of the new cats, Odumodu Black, had tweeted that everybody they claim paved the way. Everybody trying to claim God's glory. None of you paved the way for no one. Nobody paved the way for Wizkid or Burna. Nobody. They hustled. All of us get our individual struggles and reality. Inspired, yes. Paved the way, that's God. No human being in the history of music have paved the way for Odumodu Black. That's God. So tomorrow, make no OG come, they talk, say, he paved way for me. Because, bros, you were not there when I was in the dengue. So keep quiet, sir.
There's a good thing, before you go to the next person that I like that Odumodu has put out, right? If you notice, look at the way Wizkid jumped on the Charlie Poppy bandwagon. Like, oh, I like Charlie. He can't do no wrong where I am. Look at the way Burna did for Odumodu, Zlatan.
Yes.
We just keep checking that trend.
You see all those people, Olamide jumped on people's songs. Zlatan will come out and say Olamide was one that gave him a hit.
Okay.
This person that gave him a hit.
After all of these names that we have mentioned.
I'm sure Enetosi can come out categorically and say he was one that gave Davido his first hit.
And Davido has given several people
yes, remember when he jumped on Kiss Daniel's songs? Everybody does those things.
Because Woju had come out, then there was a remix. But guess what? Mention one person that Eedris Abdulkareem jumped on the song. And did you know that Timaya used to work for him.
Yeah. I think
Did he help Timaya?
Where's Timaya today?
Timaya is bigger now musically, globally, nationally. And you know, and again, there's nothing wrong with being a critic. There's nothing wrong with bringing socially conscious issues to the fore. But you should also not have a terrible character in doing it. You should be seen as pristine, which is our word of the day. Pristine.
Allegedly pristine. Anyway,
Pristine.
J1 also has something to say. He said, I was once attacked by the same Eedris Abdulkareem and his boys back then in Kenny's Music. And the funniest thing was that I was made to apologize. LOL. Even after everything, because as a Yoruba boy, anything where your elder do, now you go still apologize no matter what. So give me one reason why I go support him. I love him and I respect his contribution to the industry, but we have today. But he's not a good person. And for Bona, I know they support anybody. I just they talk.
Bukola Medibi says they should learn to respect and appreciate each other. That is the solution. Like, you know that this person has talent, I have talent. Respect and appreciate each other so that you can grow. And you know, and funny thing, that's what this generation of artists have been doing. You cannot fault Wizkid in that category now. You can't. You know, look at what Bella Shmurda said. Wizkid told him, like, oh, Bella, your voice is unique. Stop jumping on every song. This is how to go about it and all of that. That is gold. That saved his career. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing that, you know, Anolamide has done for the Adekule Goats and the rest of them. And it just trickles down like that.
My issue is that, other than the fact that a lot of people say, okay, this person is arrogant, is this, is that. What is with the... I don't want to sound... But it looks like there are a lot of things that you say now that are lies.
Virtually everything he said is a lie. Virtually
so what's
everything.
The point?
The point is that some people don't know, so he's trying to rewrite history. And when he does that, he can curry favor from them. When he does that, he can get a new followership, a new fan base. If you go and check his handle now, he's probably gotten more followers on Twitter because of the controversy that he has stirred up. You know, it's a weird way how social media works. They see that someone has done something stupid or bad. That's when everybody starts to follow the person. You're like, okay, what exactly is happening here? You know, so it's working for him at the moment. And for his own sake, I hope that he can cash out really and truly. I really hope that when he starts to drop new music or repurpose his old stuff, that it will work for him. I really hope
because
so.
Everybody seems to, like at least the older people that have come to talk have been all going on about how they're really appreciative of the things that this new set of musicians are doing or what they've done with the industry and how they've grown it and all that. And you seem to have beef with them.
Yes, it's jealousy. It's jealousy. Like, you're thinking that you were going to attain that height during your own time when you were their age, and you did not. And you see them doing well now.
Well, at that point,
you're jealous.
I don't think anybody really did, because it looked like, personally, if you really read a bit of Nigerian music and how Nigerian music had come, it was the Sonia days, the Fellas, which at that point they got like international recognition, and they got Grammy nominations, and you know all that, and they were really huge then. But I think at the point where the Nigerian music industry had really dipped. Mm-hmm. It really had dipped. So there was really nothing you could do about it at that point. It was not working as big. And then, but you cannot now say that after that, then came the era of the Don Jazzy and the Banj that literally made Nigerian music boom all over again. With, remember the video with Snoop? Do you understand? You did what you did when you did it, and it didn't work, or it worked to a large extent, because I watched an interview with Tony Tetwila, and he talked about how him breaking away from remedies actually really helped him. He got big. What we might not call big now, as at then, was probably the height most people will probably will have got to how a governor would invite you to want to your music. You understand? Just because of your music and all that. So yes, to a large extent. So why would you not appreciate that? And then there's always.
Why would you appreciate it when you are jealous? Everything you have said has come back to what I said. The man is jealous. He's jealous of the success of these younger artists, and that is the problem. Unlike these young ones that you are referring to.
But what did you sing then that could have brought you to that point?
That is the mistake that you are now making. You looking at it with a normal eye and saying, what did you... You are making the biggest mistake. This man has come. He has done what he can.
Because let's be honest, what did you sing
He's
then?
virtually gone. You get. Now, the way you must take life is that you would recognize when you are no longer the top dog. You must know. And at that point, you must assume the role of an elder statesman. It doesn't stop you from still singing to your own crowd or getting a new system or singing along with the younger ones.
Or doing something else.
A lot of people have done it now. A lot of people have gone through that transition. You know, some of them have gone into movies, some have gone into arts, some have gone into business.
Tony Tefla said he's into real estate. He has his own real estate company, and he's doing really well.
You know, NATO C will tell you the only MC with an MSc and all of that. NATO C is into a lot of business, oil and gas. This.
Yeah, and once in a while you see him drop songs, but
so when NATO C was invited for a project to remix a song with Joe Boy, he jumped on it. He did it. That's the way to be. That's the way to go. Not to be fighting these people. Look, you will beg them for hits.
Oh, at this point, you will beg them for hits, so you will beg them for hits, yes.
But you want to fight them for it. You think that every time you fight, you create a buzz, then you drop a song. It won't work. It will not work.
Anyway, I won't lie. I'm actually looking forward to this song. But I do not see a Burna Boy replying. I don't see any young artist replying. What's it called? I saw a video, was 2 days ago, where a few new cats, Ice Prince and Skibby, were in the living room and they were watching this interview and they were literally laughing. Thank
you, Daddy. Yes, Daddy.
It was very sarcastic. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't put yourself.
When people talk about paving the way in the industry, you should look at people like Sonny Ade that introduced a lot of musical instruments into the Nigerian music scene. The way Juju was before and the way you should look at Sikiru Ayinde Barrister and Kollington, how they modernized Fuji. You know, you should look at Salawa Abeni, how she modernized Waka.
The Waka, yeah.
You should look at Osita Osadebe, you know?
Yeah, what he
did. Then look at Fela and how Fela was able to create an entire sound.
Genre completely.
You get an entire genre of music, an entire sound. You should look at those ones and tell me if they claim that they paved the way in the industry, nobody can argue with them.
Well, they are not even going on about it.
Yeah, because you are not the one to give yourself credit. It's people that will recognize it. Mr. Eedris Abdulkareem only brought miggity shigity wiggity biggity diggity diggity that made no sense. And that's why when Rugged Man and Numerous did a diss track, part 1, Rugged Man, we need part 2. Why you going to rap like Momo? Why you do the coffee, that which means copy? Why you look at what they were talking about in the song, you know?
You know that until recently, like literally until a few days ago, that song. Okay, I knew that song was a diss song. The song that Tony Tetwila sang, a few of his songs like.
Omodimeta is this.
I didn't know.
You don't use my car.
Didn't know. I honestly didn't know until like 2-3 days ago. I'm like, oh wow, and these songs were big. I will not even lie. These songs were big. Like, we're really young, but these songs were actually big as at then. So I'm like, oh wow. So anyway, we will see where this drama is going to, because I don't think this drama is ending anytime soon. But there's one thing that I can say for sure is that looks like people are suddenly found a voice to keep this man, and it doesn't look like this conversation is ending anytime soon, or it does not look like he's probably going to have to say this again.
In detail, Eedris Abdulkareem, the next interview you grant, tell people in detail.
Else.
No, don't say something else. Say what you've been saying, but now I challenge you in detail. Tell us what you did to advance the cause of the industry, rather than destroy it the way you did. Because when you messed up that concert, a lot of Nigerian artists could not get those kind of shows anymore. And for a few years, foreign artists didn't want to come to Nigeria. They were afraid, because they don't know who's going to pop in and try to be funny and all. I'm just saying that if it's true that you did something for I have listed what Sonny Ade and I can't even list it all, but I just pointed it out. What OJB Jezreel did, what ID Kabasa did. These guys, there are other guys that we're not talking about that some of them, they've left Nigeria. What Abounce and Simeone did, what Modog did. We know what they did. Even Whiskey said, for Modog Studio, they also to work. You please come and tell us the studio you built that people were coming to record. OJB built an entire studio in his house, and people were living there for free. They were doing music for free. The man did not charge. Do you know what it means? What did you do? OJB Jezreel, of blessed memory, virtually gave his life for the industry. Eedris Abdulkareem, what did you do in detail for this industry that you claim to have paved the way?
Okay, this conversation is not ending anytime soon, but let's quickly be going. But before we go, I just want to put it out there. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has released the 2024 seasonal climate prediction, and it's talking about, looks like there's going to be a bit of rain in some parts of the country. In the north, a little bit in the north. There's also maybe in a bit of the south and Ogun and Lagos states. So people should look out for that. We've seen the kind of devastation that just yesterday's rain alone did in Lagos and Ogun State.
Bukola Medubi on YouTube says, someone wants to be popular. Exactly.
I think so. I think he just wants to be. And some people gave him a platform. So why not if not? Really, I totally agree with you. Quickly before we go also, the Labour Party chairman Julius Abure has been arrested. There's talks of him being arrested over some fraud allegations. See, now it's an allegation. When I said pristine allegation, you said it's not.
Pristine is not alleged. You cannot allege pristineness.
Why can't you allege it?
You can't.
You can allege it because being pristine, you might not be true.
Because your grasp of English is very vast.
No,
I get that.
You might not be true.
In the context,
pristine, you might not be true.
In the let me put in a word. In the context that I use it, I was being sarcastic. Sadly, you didn't get it. Yes, the man is pristine. Yeah.
Any which way. So we know that for the past couple of days, there's been a lot of talks back and forth of the Labour Party, a lot of allegations from the treasurer. There was also talks of the state chairman asking the national chairman to step down. There was also a letter from the one of the Edo governorship aspirants of the Labour Party, where he had written a letter to the ANEC chairman talking about how his party is not ready to conduct primaries. So it's obvious that Labour Party has a lot of issues they need to deal with. But I really hope that this arrest is really just to check out if these allegations are true or not. I think they're very weighty allegations and they need to be checked out, especially for a party that comes out to want to be the savior of the people. You cannot have this kind of allegations hanging over you. And finally, before we go, talking about some party issues, the APC over the weekend had a governorship primary in Edo State. Apparently, they had two winners. Now the national body has now come out to declare the governorship primaries inconclusive. I think this is a smart way to go, because I was wondering, like, are we sure you're not going to have another drama?
It's not a smart way to go. It shouldn't be happening at all.
You should have sorted your issues out.
This is how INEC allows these things to happen. No primaries is a primary until INEC says so. So how come there are 2 primaries? Which of these primaries did INEC have a representative at? It's high time.
It's just basic.
It's high time they just handed over
Because
the organization of everything to INEC.
To INEC, because if you're not careful, we're going to start having court cases and blah blah, and it's just too much drama at this point. Too much drama. Looking like the governor was probably going to put his own person there, because at this point it looks like PDP seems to be the only one that have.
You don't even know Edo State. You don't know Edo State.
Anyway, we'll see what's gonna happen with that. But on that note, that is all we have to take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead.